Hello, welcome to House News. We are at Grand Mosque Baitur Rahman, Banda Aceh. The Group of 20 or G20 summit, which took place in Bali last November, wrapped up with the ratification of a leader's declaration. The wave of layoff has hit again amid Indonesia's economic growth recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic. The Jakarta-Bandung high-speed train will be the first high-speed railway project in Southeast Asia. The 2024 general election is still 18 months away. However, various stages of the election have already started. This year's G20 summit host Indonesia is pouncing on the chance to showcase its food, helping its efforts to make friends and influence people. The Indonesian House of Representatives hopes the Bali Leaders Declaration produced at the G20 summit in Bali can accelerate world economy recovery and resolve the food crisis. The House strongly believes the declaration is able to promote national economic growth and brings welfare for Indonesians.
At the Nusantara Tree building recently, member of Commission 8 of the House, Maman Imanul Haq, appreciates the government for organizing the G20 summit in Bali successfully. Maman Imanul points out Indonesia has received the world trust due to handling COVID-19 significantly. Maman hopes Indonesia can play an important role in realizing the world peace and people's welfare immediately.
Sesuatu yang sulit hari ini kan harapan untuk bisakah kita keluar pasca pandemi ini? Jawabnya bisa. Juru bicara Menteri Luar Negeri Rusia, Maria Zakharova itu mengatakan bahwa dengan pola kepemimpinan Indonesia di G20, kita punya harapan bahwa kita bisa keluar dari krisis ini. Kita bisa bersama-sama memperbaiki ini. Dan kata kuncinya adalah keadilan. Tidak ada orang yang bisa hanya sendirian menyelesaikan persoalannya. COVID ini kan betul-betul menerjang begitu parah kepada semua negara, dan kesempatan bangkit itu hanya bisa dilakukan bila kita bersama-sama bangkit, tidak masing-masing. Nah, termasuk juga soal perang. Indonesia sudah jelas mengatakan bahwa stop perang, karena perang hanya akan mempersulit kita untuk mencari kesejahteraan. Itu aja menurut saya.
Bali Leaders Declaration produced by the G20 under the Indonesian presidency comprises 52 paragraphs. The whole is about global commitment to cooperation and collaboration. The summit held in Bali province is expected to give a positive impact on the national economy and increase gross domestic income for local community. Hilman Hidayat and Rifki, TVR Parliament, report.
Commission 11 of the House requests the government to anticipate the threat of mass layoff due to the impact of the global economic recession.
At Nusantara 1 building Senayan, Jakarta, member of Commission 11 of the House, Ahmad Najib Kodratullah, asked the government to prepare anticipation steps and remain vigilant with the recent wave of employment termination in a number of industrial sectors such as textile and technology. Ahmad Najib assessed government should take some strategic steps to increase the textile export. The House hopes the government has prepared various anticipatory programs to minimize the threat of mass layoffs in several national industries.
Ada beberapa hal yang sebetulnya saya jadikan sebuah masukan untuk pemerintah. Pertama, ini diakibatkan dari turunnya permintaan produk-produk dari kita, produk tekstil kita di luar negeri akibat adanya resesi global, terutama tujuan ekspor ya, Eropa dan Amerika, terutama Eropa.
Meanwhile, member of Commission 9 of the House Ade Reski Pratama emphasized the Omnibus Law of Job Creation does not affect the employment termination occur in some industries in Indonesia. Ade Reski added the Omnibus Law in fact has provided more work opportunities for the community.
Undang-undang Cipta Karya itu memang memiliki implikasi yang cukup baik ya. Kami kira baik itu untuk perusahaan, pemberi kerja, bahkan juga pekerja itu sendiri. Bahkan bahwa dalam artian bahwa bagaimana inti core dari Undang-Undang Cipta Kerja itu adalah untuk membuka kesempatan yang seluas-luasnya untuk para investor.
TVR Parliament Team report.
The Financial and Development Supervision Agency, or BPKP, is currently conducting a review of the increase in cost of the Jakarta-Bandung Expressway project Commission 6 of the House approved additional funds for state-owned railway company PT Kereta Api Indonesia to complete the delayed Jakarta-Bandung high-speed railway.
Intan Fauzi said the House agrees on the additional state equity participation or PMN for the Jakarta-Bandung high-speed train project. The approval was given as PT Kereta Api Indonesia has legal umbrella through Presidential Regulation Number 93 of 2021. Additionally, the railway company has also completed the BPKP audit and the construction has reached 80%. It is expected the project could be completed immediately. Intan explains the source of the additional fund is the investment reserves of the 2022 state budget.
Tentunya kami harus mendapatkan kepastian dengan 3,2 triliun atas cost overrun dari cadangan APBN. Ya, ini sudah dilakukan kajian oleh BPKP, sehingga ini sudah melalui tahapan tersebut dan sudah dipaparkan. Memang terjadi pembengkakan biaya dalam hal pembangunan dan porsi ekuitas Indonesia atas pembengkakan biaya tersebut. Inilah yang harus kita penuhi sehingga PMN ini menjadi satu keniscayaan untuk bisa disetujui, karena tentunya kalau tidak defisit terus-menerus dan proyek ini mau tidak mau ya memang harus kita selesaikan.
The Jakarta-Bandung Expressway project is targeted to complete in June 2023 with estimated ticket rate of Rp250,000. Intan asked PT Kereta Api Indonesia to make detailed business planning to avoid burden to the state budget and to not rely only the people's purchasing power. Vinita and Christio, TVR Parliament, report.
The Commissioner of the National Commission on Human Rights, or Komnas HAM, proposed the government to utilize the technology and postal voting during the general election in the upcoming 2024. Vice Speaker of the House Sufmi Dasko mentioned the House with the government and the election committee may consider the proposal.
Sufmi Dasko explained the election committee has started the stages of the 2024 election. It is hardly possible to change the mechanism of the general elections without planning and approval of the stakeholders. However, Sufmi Dasko appreciated the input as personal opinion which was considered as the aspiration of community. Furthermore, Dasko suggested the election committee examining the proposal.
Tahapan pemilu itu sudah berjalan dan semua sudah dilakukan oleh KPU, termasuk perencanaan-perencanaan yang mungkin akan agak lebih sulit kalau kemudian mengalami perubahan-perubahan. Namun terlepas dari hal ini, kita serahkan kepada KPU untuk mengkaji lebih dalam tentang usulan yang disampaikan oleh anggota Komnas HAM tersebut.
Earlier, the Commissioner of Komnas HAM Hariansyah Ahmad delivered a proposal to utilize technology and postal voting during the election. Hariansyah also urged the election committee to release a regulation regarding public participation. The recommendation aiming at improving the workload of election committee at the lowest level, as well as the use of information technology to reduce workload. Zikri Andenos, TVR Parliament, report.
The Indonesian government welcomed the world leaders and invite guests of the G20 summit with a special dinner at Garuda Wisnu Kencana Park, Bali. Various cultural performances as well as the attraction of 200 dancers successfully filled the night.
Quoted from FIFA, the gala dinner was held at Lotus Pond, the largest landmark of Garuda Wisnu Kencana, which was successfully transformed into a very beautiful and enchanting location for the delegates. The state dinner also invited great Indonesian artists such as Yuni Shara to the young singer Unmasked. A number of cultural and artistic attractions are also presented to illustrate the richness and diversity of the culture of Indonesia. Wisnutama Kusubandio is the figure behind the success of the G20 Summit Gala Dinner. The cold hands of the former Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy succeeded in presenting an extraordinary dinner in front of the leaders of the G20 Summit delegations. As the host of this G20 Summit, Indonesia served cuisine from various regions of the archipelago. There were also a lot of theatrical performances, including light shows, animations, music, dances, and fireworks, which lit up the sky of the cultural park and made the evening even more lively.
And that's House News for today. Thank you for watching, everyone, and have a good day.